Hi, this is Abdullah, and this review is going to be quite different than almost anything you've ever seen before. And this is because I'm not going to mention any numbers related to the Nokia G10. So if you're a tech enthusiast watching this, I love you. Thank you so much for sticking around. But this phone is definitely not aimed at you. But do stick around till the end of the video because I do have some comments aimed at you. If you're an IT guy who's looking for a good enterprise device, if you're a person who doesn't spend a lot of time on their phone and want something that does the basics really well. And you probably think benchmarks are something a sweaty bum leaves on a bench at the gym, and you definitely don't play any games on your phone because you think it's a stupid waste of time, then you're definitely in the right place. So, what does the Nokia G10 do well? First start, it has a decently big screen that works well enough outdoors. Secondly, and this is probably the biggest selling point of the G10, is that it has a ridiculously good battery life. So no matter how many WhatsApps you want to send, how many emails you want to check, how many YouTube videos you want to watch, this phone will definitely be able to last you for at least 2 full days of usage. To put this into perspective, you'll be able to get about 3 days of battery life if you're using this phone for 3 hours or less per day. It's one of those phones that you fully charge and then just forget about, and remember a few days later that, I need to charge my phone. And that makes it quite ideal if you want to take this phone with you on a camping trip or outdoors or on a road trip. The G10 is also perfect for phone calls because it has reliable signal reception and it supports 2 SIM cards as well as a memory card, which is great if you want to store a lot of files on this. The side-mounted fingerprint scanner works quite reliably even though it's not exactly the quickest. Its camera is perfectly workable as long as there is acceptable light around. This was quite a big surprise for me because I think the G10 definitely has an above average camera for its price range. Night mode also works quite well when there is a bit of light around, so you can still get decently good pictures out of this even in low light. Just set your expectations in check. Video recording on the G10 isn't great though because there's no stabilization, software or hardware. But the good news is it records excellent audio. So this is Sam, and Sam is a very sweet boy, but he's pretty much scared of everything you can think of. He has trust issues. As for the software, it's using the most minimal version of Android 11. So what you'll get is 2 years of updates and 3 years of security updates. And for this price range, this is definitely a good selling point that makes sure that your phone will be able to work reliably with you for around 2 years. And because of how minimal the software is, it should be fairly easy to use. The final advantage of the G10 is that it's built really well for its class. It's still obviously best used with the phone case, which luckily comes with it in the box. But you really don't have to worry about it accidentally breaking or sitting on it and bending it or anything like that, because the phone feels very sturdy and it definitely feels quite durable. So what does the G10 not do well? First of all, speed and smoothness. If you're coming from a more expensive device, you'll definitely notice a big difference when it comes to how fast applications open and the overall smoothness when you're scrolling in applications. The phone doesn't have NFC, so you can't use it as a wallet replacement for contactless payment. That kind of rhymes, no? The G10 also doesn't have a magnet meter, so if you heavily rely on walking directions in Google Maps or you depend on a compass, then this isn't really suitable for that. But if you're just mainly using GPS while you're driving and need navigation, then it works quite well. And if for any reason you want to play a game on the G10, then yeah, it will do it quite poorly. And despite its superb battery life, the phone takes over 3 hours to fully charge this massive battery, so it's quite slow at charging. If you're an avid social media user and spend between 2 and 3 hours per day switching between applications and multitasking, then there are definitely better options than the G10. For enterprise users, you'll be okay with the 3 gigs of RAM version of this phone, which is definitely cheaper. But for regular users, I would recommend upgrading to the 4 gigs of RAM because it definitely makes a small improvement when it comes to the overall user experience, which you'll really appreciate, especially over a long period of time. Or you can pamper yourself and spend a bit extra and get the G20, which is definitely more suitable for regular users. Now for you techies. If you want a second phone and what I just said sounds good enough for you, then the G10 is definitely worth considering. If you're a gamer on a budget, an avid user, or impatient like me and expect everything to open as quickly as possible and for the experience to be as smooth as possible, then I think the Nokia 3.4 is definitely a better option for you. Or look into the Nokia 5.4, which definitely doesn't have the same battery performance as the G10, but it offers a better all-rounded performance for the money. The G10 doesn't really compete against the 3.4 or the 5.4, as it's aimed at a completely different type of user. So don't just go buying it because it's newer. Anyways, that's it for me. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.